Well, here we are again, day 7 of this amazing 30-day Shoply affiliate challenge. Hey, huge shout out to Stacey, who's been here every day for the last 7 days. I know Zach Brown's been tuning in, Joe Sweeney, Joanne Cameron, and Jan D. Katonti. Try and put my teeth back in my mouth here for a second. We actually got some really awesome shout out. So I made a sale yesterday selling Earth Food. Now, I don't want to make this all about me. I want to make this all about you. And what I want to really give a huge shout out to is Nicole McKay. You know, g'day, Nicole. Thank you very much for tuning in. I just see that you just joined us here from Brisbane. So Nicole went and took some massive action. She'd been following my 16-day, 17-day Earth Food experiment. And through me sharing the story around how amazing this product is, Nicole jumped in. She went and purchased her Earth Food. And not just that, she went and posted about it and shared her story as well. And that's what this is all about. You know, it's just quite simple as that. You know, share your excitement, share your, the outcome, impact, why you're doing it, and what you want to get out of it. But see, it's not about us. This sale is not even about me. It's not even about Nicole. It's about the ripple effect of, that greatness for the greater good, right? To be able to serve our communities together and as leadership and influence 101. So really well done, Nicole, for taking massive action there. Another one that I want to celebrate is Zach Brown. You know, over the last couple of days, he took the initiative and he's gone ahead and created his own funnel. Not even just sort of worked it, teaching him, no one teaching him to do it. He's just worked it out for himself. And he's created this landing page that's putting him in this position to be able to get people to get to know him, to build trust with him. So, hey, well done, Zach. And, just loving seeing the content that's coming out through this 30-day challenge with everybody sharing their lessons, their aha moments, their story. And that's all this is every day, every post, every conversation is just an opportunity to share our story with people, to be able to connect with people, to be able to build relationships and trust with people, to be able to engage with people. So today is actually all about that topic, about engagement. Today we're looking at ways to turn cold audiences into conversations that lead to connections and conversions. So let's get started, shall we? I want to really dive into the buying psychology around the whole customer value journey. Yesterday, we talked about awareness and why awareness was important. The next stage in this customer value journey is engagement. And I want to talk to you about the psychology behind this, because people don't buy from strangers. They buy from people they know, like, and trust. And I actually go far as saying it's deeper than that. People buy from people that they relate, connect, and resonate with. They have a heart-to-heart connection. There's some trust. There's a relationship there, right? Engaging with content is low risk. This is why we start here as social media marketers, is to put our best foot forward in a way to create massive awareness that speaks to their heart, their challenges, their problems. It's all about how we can help them and they can be served from our content and our, through that education, entertainment, and, engagement processes. And this is low risk at this level. The micro commitment is the start of the buying journey. It's the start of those 7, 10, 21 touch points to build a relationship. Every comment, every reply, every interaction triggers that familiarity. It starts to build that trust bank. We talked about the trust bank there on one of the very first few days, right? And that is the job as attraction marketers here, is to build trust with our community, to build that trust bank. So we're creating that relationship, that connection with your audiences. The Facebook algorithm also loves to boost engagement. The whole thing around ever since 2008, when Facebook started, to today, its number one core DNA part of the algorithm is to boost social interaction. Meaning, when we can play the game in this way as well, more eyeballs means more people looking at you, means more people that you get to connect with. And this is why we need to stop sale, pitch, spam, because it just people see it, right? It's also creates a banner blindness, and you just get caught up in the noise of everybody. When we can slow it down, when we can focus on this customer value journey and we build connections with people, people will buy from us because we're putting the right product in front of the right people at the right time. The biggest mistake I see everybody do in this space, and myself included, is just posting content and hoping people will take action. You know, I used to do this as well, and I got very disheartened when people didn't like my post, when they didn't comment on my post, when they didn't buy from my post. And then I realized I was attached to the wrong thing. You know, I needed to be attached to servanthood leadership and attached to the mission and the why and the purpose and the intent behind what I am doing. But it's not even about me. It's about how can I be of service to the greater good and attached to that. That's why I do things like a 30-day challenge and post 5 or 6 times a day, because it's not even about that. It's about taking people through the customer value journey and building trust. If you're just always posting buy now post and expecting people to care without you showing that you genuinely care, it's just going to get that scroll by, and you won't get the sales. You may convert like 0.003% of the time. You know, someone's ready. You've stumbled across someone who's ready to buy. But if you want to really build this as a business and something that's tangible, and learning these fundamental foundational skills are necessary. What you need to do in these very first stages here is engage before you ever sell. Build relationship before you ever sell. You know, so what we're going to focus on here today is learn how to spark engagement without being salesy, how to turn comments into conversations, and to use a simple post to get people to put their hand up and say, yes, me. Drop a 1 in the comments if you're fired up and you're ready to go. So I want to just focus on here and get me out of the way for a second. And I was thinking, how can I leverage AI to help me to support this conversation? So I want to bring in some expert, opinions in here, expert advice. So what I did was I got AI to look at my top 5 experts in the marketing arena and what would they say about engagement strategies. I love Frank Kern. Frank Kern is one of the masters when it comes to internet marketing. You know, the game it's not about, the best in the game here. I talk about engagement in every which way. So this is how we can learn from the masters. So Frank Kern says, be everywhere all the time. Yeah, be everywhere all the time. Engagement is about staying top of the mind. You know, we mentioned it yesterday, Coca-Cola, McDonald's are big brands, right? They spend billions of dollars on awareness and engagement campaigns. Why? Because they want to stay top of the mind all the time. If you're not visible, you're forgotten. And I remember listening to one of my marketing mentors way back when. He said, you'll get bored and sick to death of your own message long before anybody else does. And that's when you know you're doing it the right way, because you know that you're in your genius zone and you're in your space and you're staying in your lane, and people are connecting with you, because you're going to find new people every day. So if you're not visible, you're forgotten. So make sure that you go take one post today and go share that, 3 different times on 3 different social medias. You can rejig it so it's an original post each time, but share 3 places daily. For me, it's the profile, it's the group, and I'm probably slack on this, but I need to pick it up myself. And that's stories, like using stories and reels. That's another great place, even just on Facebook alone. Hey, Donald Miller talks about telling their story, not yours. People engage with content that reflects their struggles, their pain, their challenges. See, we're not the hero of our story. They are. We're the hero maker. We're the guide in the story. So instead of saying, here's what I did, try this. Struggling with, posting and getting ghosted all the time. Here's what worked for me. See what I did by just position it about how to serve you, right? It's not about me. It's about you. So stop making it all about you. Make it about them. Dan Kennedy, he is the direct sales king. Been around for decades in this space. And direct response wins every time. Likes don't pay our bills. Comments and DMs and conversations do. Our job isn't just to get engagement, it's to move people to the next stage of the customer value journey. It's to move people to action. Leadership, right, is influence, and we're wanting to influence people to take action and move to the next step. So we can use here in our content, use open loop type questions, open-ended questions, right? So example, curious, what is one struggle that you're facing in your business right now? Get them to start a conversation, because, building a conversation and looking for ways to show that you're genuinely curious and you genuinely care is a great way to start to build a relationship and build trust and find that heart-to-heart connection where you can relate, connect, and resonate with each other, and you can build that heart-to-heart relationship. So that's the name of engagement, right? It's not to actually sell, it's to start the conversation, it's to open up the dialogue to build trust. Jim Kwik, known as the brain guy, one of my new favorite mentors in this space. I love the way that he breaks down the way that the brain processes decisions and helps us to take massive action in our life. The brain loves micro commitments, is what Jim would say. Engagement isn't just about clicks. It's about getting people to take action. It's those micro commitments. It's those micro yeses. It's those micro touch points that help us to build relationship and build trust. These small actions, people like commenting, liking, sharing, or engaging in any way, they're more likely to say yes to the next step. This is why NLP, when you see it done very well in sales, is they're getting to you to say, asking questions to get you to say yes, 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 those micro commitments before they ask for the big commitment. It's a subconscious mindset here that they're bringing you in, they're making you feel safe, they're making you feel great, they're making it logically simple. So this is how we can get people to buy from us rather than being, us trying to sell them into something, if that makes sense. So, it's really important to build the engagement at these early days to get those micro commitments, to i.e. build trust. Russell Brunson, is the king of, .com secrets and, ClickFunnels and everything else that he talks about in that space. He talks a lot about the hook, the story, and the offer formula. If your post isn't engaging, you're not, connecting with people. You're not hooking them in. You're not getting them out of this busy world that's, full of massive distractions. It's actually proven now that scientists say that our attention span is less than 3 seconds, which is actually less than a goldfish. So we have 3 seconds to hook them in, to bring them in. But once we've got them hooked, once we've got them engaged, people will spend hours scrolling on TikTok, and that's why the little sound bites, information, moving on to the next. It's addictive, right? It's giving that dopamine effect with our buying psychology, our physical makeup, and it's hooking them in, but then it's keeping them engaged. If people don't stop scrolling, you've already lost them. So use bold hooks, use relatable stories, make it about them, not you. Use soft call to actions to get people to move, to take those micro commitments, as Jim Kwik would say. So let's move into now a show, don't tell sort of demo here. I'm going to show you my number one engagement post to move people to a conversation. I love this post because it gets people to put their hand up and say, yes, me. Some of the best engagement I've ever had out of these type of what I call a two-step post. I love these colored block posts because they're playing the algorithm game. Facebook likes these short statements, but the ones who get lots of engagement going, and so it gets more eyeballs onto the conversation. If you've been following me for the last 12 months, you've probably seen me do this strategy. It's what I call a two-step post, where I create like a statement on a colored block, but the statement is to get people to say, yes, me. And then I'll get into the comments and I'll drive them to the DMs, where I will start a conversation, right? So here's one I'm going to put up right now, and I just got prepared for earlier. So right now we have, that's really important to the whole Shoply conversation, is we are launching Amanda McCloy's Coach to Success as a vendor on Shoply. Amanda is an amazing network marketing and sales coach in this space. She has some really great membership products in there. She's got a really awesome track record. And I love building my relationship with Amanda over the last couple of years. And it was my absolute blessing and privilege to bring her and her amazing products and her amazing community to Shopley. You know, we both connected on this conversation because as coaches and mentors, we're looking for ways to, you know, scale up our business to have a bigger impact, to be able to help serve more people. And, you know, the best way to do that is through an ambassador program rather than paying ads and all that sort of thing. Let's go reward and incentivize others to refer us, to connect us with their communities. And so, you know, trying to do an affiliate program on your own is nothing but a clunky headache. Trust me, I've been there. And, you know, I was sharing these stories with Amanda about this. And then we were both introduced to Shopley. And Shopley was the answer to our prayers in this conversation. And it just takes care of all of those headaches, but allows us to do what we do best and just show up and shine as coaches in that space. And so Amanda and I have been looking for ways to connect and collaborate to serve our communities. You know, I'm actually a coach in her Coach to Success program as the AI story selling guide, teaching people how to, you know, develop their personal brands, their mission, how to leverage AI to build their personal brands. I actually helped introduce my good friend Kylie Thompson to Amanda just the other day. So Amanda's building this awesome collaborative project here with amazing coaches like Matt Clenning, you know, Amanda herself. We've got Jade Winsley, who's stepping up there in the branding space. We've got me in the AI space, Alan Howe in the video marketing space, Kylie Thompson as a serial entrepreneur, teaching people how to 10x their lives as excited entrepreneurs. So there's some amazing coaches in this space here. And it's my absolute privilege and blessing to introduce you to Amanda McCloy's Coach Success. Let me just quickly share my screen with you here. Right. And then I'm going to show you how I can create a two-step story to be able to, you know, get people engaged through my circle of influence. Right. So, all right, let's go here. Let's just go share entire screen. All right. So here's Amanda's stuff. You can see here now she's on Shopley. We're doing a launch party tonight at 7:30 p.m. Sydney time. If you'd like the details to come join us for that launch, let's, you know, reach out to me. And let's engage. Let's have a conversation, and I'll send you through those links to those details. See what I've just done there? I've just piqued your curiosity. I've hooked you in, and then I've given you a call to action. That's what we do on social media. There's no difference between having that type of conversation, right? But what I love about what Amanda's done is actually quite smart, and it's all about helping to serve the network marketing industry to get them some fast cash, is with her 12-month program here. She's giving away $320 direct bonus as the affiliate incentive. Now, that's US dollars. So that converts to roughly about 500 Aussie dollars. You know, this whole challenge, right, is make your first $1,000 in 30 days. Go sell 2 memberships of her yearly membership with Coach to Success. Done. That goal is achieved. Away we go. Not only that, those of us who are actually upgraded into Shopley as influencers and influencer pros, you know, 800 QV, that's a pretty big incentive to help you to start ranking up in the Shopley rank up system. Yeah. So there are monthly membership fees there that are different. If you can't do the $1,297 up front today, then you get in where you fit in. And she's got some different options there with the $47 a month membership fee there. So, you know, just like I've done with my own pipeline, it's about meeting people where they're at and getting in where we fit in. This one here, if you just sell the $47, you're still going to get $7.50 direct bonus there on the affiliate commission. So that all adds up, right? You know, and away we go. So you start to stack people up in that space. So yeah, we're launching Amanda McCloy at 7:30 tonight. If I was to go do a 2-step post right now, I've got my notes here. Let me just quickly, you know, copy and paste here. Let's go over to Facebook. I actually had this prepared earlier on, right? So now I'm looking at creating an engagement post, create some curiosity. So I've got want to learn how to get daily coaching and grow your, let's call this network marketing business. And let's just quickly fix up that spelling. All right, network marketing biz, drop yes me below and I'll send you the details. See, so it's got a call to action to get people to put their hand up, want to learn how to do it, right? So, but however, maybe I want to just tweak that. So let's go over here to AI and let's use the feedback from the experts. Don't worry about spelling because Chatty doesn't need to worry about that, but let's just quickly clean that up a bit. Feedback from the experts from today's masterclass, and reword this 20-word statement for today. And I'll just copy and paste it there. So I can start to tweak and adjust here, and I can use AI to help to support and get me out of my own way and get rid of the guesswork of this part of the conversation, right? So want daily coaching and proven strategies to grow your network marketing business? Drop yes me below and I'll send you the details. See, that's straight away. So what was it? Want to learn daily coaching? Okay, so it's just reworded it. So now I could say act like Donald Miller from StoryBrand and give me feedback on this statement and reword in 20 words or less. 20 words being for the color block. They only like 20 words or less to keep the color sort of block going there with Facebook from this feedback provided. Copy and paste that statement. Let's see what it does now. All right, so here's some Donald Miller feedback. You know, clarity wins. The strong is strong. Sharpen the clarity. Reworded: struggling to grow your network marketing business. Get daily coaching and strategies to succeed. Drop yes me below for the next step. That's a bit more powerful, isn't it? You know, it speaks more to the audience's heart and the pain that they could be facing, right? So I could just clean that up there. There we go. I love the car purple because that's one of my brand colors. Everything for me is purple, you see. And I'll just quickly just space that out a bit. Right, so now that's going to get people to put their hand up and say, yes, me. And tomorrow, I will show you how I will then engage with those people to give them the next step. I'll start doing a few today just to, you know, to keep people, you know, my finger on the pulse and strike while the iron's hot type sort of conversation. But there you go, straight away, that's my two-step post. The next step is to then, you know, lead them to the conversation. Now, obviously, we've got Amanda McCloy's Coach to Success launch tonight, so I won't be doing that tomorrow. But what I'll do is I'll interact with that today. I'll lead people to the call tonight, and I'll walk you through step by step through on that next part of the conversation so you can see that in action. It's Facebook there having a funny 5 minutes. There we go. All right, so struggling to grow your network marketing business to get daily coaching. So that's just a one strategy there to get you going to start the whole engagement conversation. So when people put up their hand and say, yes, me, the next step in there is I'm going to put a comment on there. Okay, check your DM or check your inbox with a personal invitation to come learn more. And in that conversation, in that DM, I'm going to talk about the actual event. I'm going to talk about creating curiosity and lead a bit more detail around there and why they can't miss it and what's in it for them, what they're going to get out of it, you know, and create a personal message. And then I'll send them that DM. Then I'll go back to that post and I'll say, saw your comment, you know, make sure you check your DMs to learn more about what we're talking about here. So we're leading with marketing as the curiosity piece, as the engagement piece. I'm starting a conversation. I could ask some qualifying questions to go back and forth a little bit to build those connections, to build those micro commitments, to build that relationship and that trust, and then share and invite, share and invite, share and invite, share and invite. And so I could put a little comment on here. Saw your comment, you know, in the DMs. Saw you commented, thought you because of you love this. Let's talk. You know, so the golden rule here is we don't sell in the comments on the post. We want to convert them in the DMs. You know, people fear being publicly sold to. You know, with a community of these days where everybody's trying to sell everybody, people actually fear being publicly sold to. But they're happy to say yes and buy from you in private. So that's why I drive all of my sales conversations these days to comments. Yes, I'll put links in the comments and I'll give people the opportunity to convert in the comments there. But you know what? Probably only convert maybe 3 to, if I'm lucky, 5% of the time. But that's because I got massive traction. That's because I got massive momentum. Majority of my success in sales has come off the back of conversations, whether that's jumping on a 15-minute phone call, getting to know each other, whether it's jumping into DMs. My favorite way to sell is to get on people onto a Zoom call or a phone call and have a 15-minute chat with them, swap stories, connect, learn to figure out what their pain and solution is, and then match up the opportunity to personalize it to them. You know, the brain is wired for micro commitments, so getting them to say yes makes it easier to get them to say yes later on too. So these are just some of the things here. I want to wrap this part of the conversation up and make your invites personalized. AI is a beautiful tool, and I'll show you how to do that tomorrow in the conversations. But people want to feel like they're involved. They want to feel like you genuinely care, and it's authentic. It's not faked, that it's there to help them. You know, basically we serve and we promote products to help serve for the greater good first, and we earn second. You know, that is a benefit of the whole conversation, but it's not our primary motivation. So put a yes me in the comments below in this post here. I love you to engage. Put a yes me if you're coming along to the Coach to Success conversation tonight. If you'd like the details for that, I'll send you through the info for the to the launch party. Look forward to seeing you there. Follow up in your DMs. Add value first, not pressure, and connect with people and build trust. Hey, test different hooks. Make it curiosity driven. Here's another one for you. Want to know my number one trick for X? That's a really great two-step post as well, right? And engage fast. The quicker you reply, the hotter the lead, you know, is and strike when the iron's hot. So final thoughts for the conversations today. And then I want to talk about something else we wrap up that's really important that's launching tomorrow. Is engagement isn't just about vanity metrics. It's about building relationships and connection. The more relationships you have, the more connections you have equals more sales that you'll have. Be the person that people want to connect with. Be the person that you would love to connect with. Would you want to connect with you? Would you like to be friends with you? Would you like to do business with you? Be that person. So don't be a creep. Be the good guy. Be the person that people love to connect with and love to party with and do life with, right? Be that person. And people will want to connect with you. They'll start reaching out to you. They'll start wanting to know more about how you can serve them. So recap, and so make sure that you plug in for tonight's Coach to Success must-attend event to learn about Amanda McCloy's offer, but also come see her in action. She's got some amazing training plugged in for us to help us to go from 0 to 10K months. I can't wait to be a student, forget everything I know, plug in as a student instead of a coach, and learn from one of the masters. And Amanda McCloy is by far one of the best I've seen in this community. So make sure you tune in for our must-attend event for her launch party at 7:30 tonight. Drop a yes me in the comments if you want the personal invitation, if you're not already invited in. And I'd love to help you come to that conversation. Engagement equals sales. Take action now. What are you waiting for? Get off of this conversation today with a live. Go post something. Go put up your two-step post. Go create curiosity. Get people to engage with you. Put up their yes me. And then I want you to go and share that post with inside our group and comment done then on this live here as well when you've posted your yes me type sort of two-step post. Just to quickly wrap up here, let me just quickly share my screen. And if you're not ready to do this, you can go here to our Facebook group if you're not already plugged in. And that is here. So the link here, let me just drop it in the comments for you. Here we go. So if you're not invited in already and you're new to this space, that's cool. Let me just quickly take care of that, and then I'll come back to that homework piece. So this is here just inviting you into the next step here. That is the link you need to be able to come join this challenge. You can play catch up, or you can just say, all right, I'm going to start my day one from today, and I'm going to build out the next 30 days from today. That is entirely up to you. We're going to make this an evergreen, actually freebie course. I'm going to put it on Shoply. So it's just been a brilliant tool. So coming back to our group, let's go back to that link. There we go. Where's that link? I want you to use this group here for all of your celebration, for your recognition, for your questions, for your support, for your accountability. So go create your Yes Me post, share it in this group, comment done, and then we can get behind you and we can start engaging on those posts, because the more engagement that you have, the more the algorithm gets boosted, the more eyeballs in your circle of influence and your friends will start to see that post, and then they'll start engaging, so we can start to support each other and create that win-win type of conversation. Okay, so and also, yeah, make sure that you share with us when you've done your first sale, your first $100, your first $200. We want to recognize that and start to really celebrate this leaderboard. Had a bit of an inside joke with Jade yesterday. Is wondering if I could be on this first sale because I had a sale yesterday. That's cool. I lead by example, right? But this is not about me. This is about you. So go share your content, your post inside this group here. Let's get it going. And whilst I'm here, I just want to talk about the Make It Matters membership with Dr. Joseph McClendon and Malcolm Jamal Warner. Dr. Joseph McClendon is Tony Robbins' peak performance coach. If you've never heard of Joseph before, I'm sure you've heard of Tony Robbins. And Malcolm Jamal Warner is the doctor off of the resident, off of 911. He was the kid on Will Smith's best friend on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You know, he's been on our TV shows for the last 40 plus years. And so now Malcolm Jamal Warner and Dr. Joseph McClendon have put together this Make It Matter membership. You know, so personal mentorship from top performance coaches of the world. They're now on Shoply. And you can come join us for just $49 a month or $497 for the year and save yourself 2 months. Now, people pay tens of thousands of dollars to be in the room with Joseph McClendon. Now, I'll just give you a quick sneak peek inside here to the Make It Matters membership group. We are launching the first masterclass. So there's monthly masterclasses. I'll go back through the offer in a second. But we're actually launching the first masterclass tomorrow at 12 p.m. Los Angeles time, which actually works out to be 5 a.m. Sydney time. Yes, I know, asking you to get up super early. Well, we can either have our excuses or we can take ownership and we can show up and we can get our results. We can't have both, excuses or results, right? It's what you prioritize. It's what you show up for and how you show up. As Malcolm Jamal Warner says, bad habits are the thief to our dreams. And so it's what we prioritize. So if you'd love to get, you know, inner circle mentorship from top performance coaches in the world for just less than a cost of a coffee a day, then you need to plug into this offer here with Malcolm Jamal Warner. We've got Michael Silvers showing up, who's the vice president of the Los Angeles Tribune. We've got Mary Glorifield, who was Tony Robbins' VP, so vice president of Tony Robbins' show. So she was the event manager. She pulled all together the big shows for Tony. So having these type of people in our inner circle in just this mastermind, let alone getting the amazing coaching from Dr. Joseph and Malcolm, you know, is worth, I reckon, at least $1.50 a coffee a day, right? So if you'd like to learn more about how to get started with this awesome offer here, I'm going to do something here with affiliate marketing. I'm going to grab my referral link. I'm going to post that here in the comments on our post here. You can come check it out. Come join me and the other 20 plus members who are part of the pioneering team and getting access to this first masterclass. And plus for our Shoply members, you know, we get to, you know, need to earn QV for our, you know, to rank up all the time. Here's another way you can get 20 points of QV to make sure you get your qualifying volume. So if you were to sell this affiliate program, $49, there's a $7 direct bonus there. The yearly membership is what gets me more excited here with the higher volume. So, you know, there's multiple ways to do this, right? You can sell high ticket or medium ticket and you can earn the volume faster, or you can just give people options, right? I don't even try and sell either or. I give people choice. I give people options. But you can get $75 direct bonus there on the $497 price tag for that one. So like Nicole, be like Nicole, Nicole McKay. You can't really sell something if you're not a product of the product. So if you haven't bought something on Shoply already, whether it's Earth Food, whether it's Laptop Lifestyle Dad's Academy, whether it's Coach to Success, whether it's the Make It Matter membership, or whether it's any of the other brilliant products that are on Shoply, as you can see, my personal brand is around about e-learning and education. So I talk a lot about e-learning products. Go grab your product, right? Go become a product of the product. You know, even talking about Shoply, you know, you need to probably become at least a Shoply influencer to be able to be part of that conversation. So if you're an affiliate, you need to look at upgrading, reach out to the person who has invited you into this challenge, have a conversation with them, what it looks like around that, you know, have a connection, have a heart to heart, and see if this is a good fit for you. See, you know, what I'm talking about with a 5-step recruitment process, right? We start a conversation, we qualify and invite, we don't be a tool, we use the tools. I just used a couple of tools there with Coach to Success and Make It Matter membership. So, and then the next part of the process here is those people who engage, those people who we reach out, those people who we have a conversation with. Next part is the fortunes in the follow-up. So just like I've just done there, simply ask, hey, I'm curious. Let's explore this together. Would you be open to that? Great. Awesome. Go check this out. There's the tool. And I'm curious, hey, what did you like best? Got any questions? Ready to get started? Awesome. Let's go. Our job is to make it super simple, easy to lead people, to influence people, to have conversations and build relationships. And it all starts with engagement. It all starts with connection. It all starts with building trust with people. So hopefully you've got a lot out of today's conversation. Let me know, for those of you who are going along with a ride with me and sharing your notes. God, I'm loving that. I'm actually learning a lot from my own teaching here by going through and recapping on your notes. Please continue to do that. Share those notes with inside the group. The more that we share, the more that we do this together, the more it's a community activity, the more we can leverage each other, and the more we can support and empower each other. And then let's go and help serve the greater good, our influence out in the community there. And let's go bring these amazing products into the community to serve them first, to add value to the greater good community first. And hey, finding the right people, putting the right product in front of them at the right time is the name of the game. So let's go. Thank you for your time. Drop a 1 in the comments if you've loved today's training. Let me know what was your best light bulb moment and your aha moment in the comments. What did you learn from this? What do you take away from this? And what are you going to do right now to take massive action? Let us know in the comments. We'll see you on day 8 of our 30-day challenge tomorrow, where we're talking about the next stage of the customer value journey. Can anybody tell me what that is? We have awareness. We have engagement. The next stage here is we're now talking about converting traffic, converting conversations into leads, into the subscribe stage. We're looking to build a relationship and connection with them and go deeper with them. There are many ways to get people to subscribe with you. It used to be just talk about your email list and just get them on your list. And that is part of it, right? That's a piece of the puzzle. But I believe getting them into a Facebook group community, whether it's your community, whether it's your company community, whatever that is, right? It's getting them into that next stage where we're taking people out of the big wide ocean and we're bringing them into the fishing pond. And we're able to then nurture them and love on them and serve them, engage with them in a deeper level, right? Because remember, with the customer value journey, people have 3 options. They can move forward, they can stay put until it's the right time for them to move forward, or they can exit out. This is all about creating predictability in this story, in this journey, in this business for you, and this life for you. So the next stage is about the subscribe stage. We're going to unpack that and look at it from what the experts have to say in this space as well. I'm just a guide. I'm just a facilitator in this conversation. The only difference between you and I in this conversation is I'm a little bit further down the road than you are. And the only difference between you and your people is you're a little bit further down the road than they are. And we're all just doing this together. You know, we're either being guided or we're guiding. So let's go out there and have amazing conversations. Let's go out there and serve the communities. Let's go out there and be a force for the greater good to bring in hope, light, love, and joy into the world. And I'll see you on the next one tomorrow. Same time, same place. And yeah, stay caffeinated, stay legendary. Bye for now.